Okay, Stetson, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just make sure you can hear me.
Gotcha.
Great. All right, our first question for Stetson Bennett will go to Ralph Russo. Ralph, go ahead with your question.
Good morning, Stetson. First of all, I want to thank you for being pretty patient and answering a lot of questions about your journey here on this last couple of weeks in the playoff, because I have another one for you. And that is when you come back to Georgia from junior college, do you have any stories that maybe you share with your teammates about, hey, this is what it's like in junior college and this is why you should appreciate being at Georgia? I know you had a great experience there, and Jones, you play some really great players. But what's your sort of like go-to junior, here's what it's like to be in junior college story?
No, not really. Sorry, this earpiece is just driving me crazy right now. Anyways, no, not like a be thankful for, where you are type thing, but just, just telling them about it, people who ask. Most of these guys come from small towns, so they know that what's out there and how lucky they are that we're at the University of Georgia, so they don't really need to be told again.
And our next question will go to Steve Hummer. Go ahead, Steve, with your question.
Yeah, hey Stetson. I'm just wondering, as a Georgia kid, do you and of a young age, do you have any feel for the 1980 team, and what is your kind of your historical reference to them, and do you I guess understand the longing for getting back to that time? Sorry about the earpiece.
Sorry.
I'm sorry about you having such trouble there.
Yeah, dude, this sucks. It's just like falling out.
So you just kind of, and you just push it down into your ear canal a little, just so it's snug in there.
No.
It kind of fits down in your ear canal. Does it just need a little slack on it?
Like that.
I can't tell if it's in your ear canal. It looks like it's sort of in. Does it stay in better?
Feels okay. I don't know if it's like I'm about to just shove it all the way down to my eardrum.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of push it in a little bit, so it's just snug in your ear.
Yes, in the speaker. Can you hear anything?
Nobody's speaking.
Can somebody speak?
Hey, Stetson.
Hey, I got you.
Okay.
Yep, you hear us? Okay.
You want me to try that again?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I hope you didn't puncture an eardrum there. As a Georgia kid, I'm just wondering what kind of feel you have for the history of the 1980 team, and do you feel, and I guess, do you feel connected to the longing that fans want to get back to what that team did?
Me and a player who graduated a few years ago kind of were talking about this the other day. I know Lindsey Scott, he's from Wayne County. He's that's down there where I'm from. Obviously I know Herschel, talked to Buck Blue, and a few other guys on the team. And I grew up listening to, Larry Munson highlights on YouTube, all his calls. But, there's a point in time when you become a player that you can't really be a fan anymore. And I don't really know when that switch was. And I don't really know why. But you kind of flip a switch because you go through the day-to-day and all these guys, can't really be fans of them. You can't really be fan. I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah, I guess I do know, the magnitude for everybody else out there, because I was a fan at one point. So, I know it's a pretty big deal.
Thanks.
And our next question will go to Allison Mastrangelo. Allison, go ahead with your question.
Hey Stetson, when talking with some of your former coaches in high school and even JUCO, they all talk about the inner belief and confidence that you've always had, especially getting back to being a quarterback for the Bulldogs. So I just want to know, where does that inner confidence come from? Is it from your family? Is it from a mentor? Is it from someone that you watch in the NFL? Just where does that come from throughout your career at a young age?
I don't know. I'd say it's probably a bevy of things. There's not one specific thing I can point to. I know it's not like I'm not as confident in everything I do as I am in football. So I'd say it comes from work. It's not an ignorant confidence. Like, I believe I can do anything, but I believe I can play football really well. And that's from the work that I've spent over these past however many years I've been playing football. And then my parents have always supported me, and I've always had really good players around me, which is everything on the football field.
And our next question will go to Bill Bender. Go ahead, Bill, with your question.
Hey Stetson, good morning. How much did going through the playoff preparation as a backup last time Georgia was here in 2018 and all the experiences that came with that get you ready for this? And, what do you remember most from that experience last time Georgia was on this stage?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Backup's the right word. I was a scout team quarterback. And so, I mean, that experience, 17, honestly, I don't draw too much on that experience. I was really young. I had no expectation of playing, absolutely none. My only focus was to get the defense ready. And so, I mean, I kind of just draw from all the big games we've had this year, like Clemson when I was the backup. Bama, Tennessee, Auburn, Michigan, all those big time games that we had this year. That's where, you draw from and you kind of take things from.
And our next question is from Andrea Adelson. Go ahead, Andrea.
Hey Stetson, thanks for doing this. As a follow-up to that, I'm just wondering what sticks with you the most about how that game played out for you guys, and how you feel now that you have the chance to lead this team to a long-awaited championship.
I assume you're talking about the first Bama game this year?
Yes. No, I'm talking about the 2017 season, the national championship game, just from 2018.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah, like just the feeling that stayed with you, from being on the sideline, watching how that game played out for you, and now how you feel being the guy who has a chance to get a championship for Georgia.
Oh, okay. I got you. Sorry. Yeah. Obviously it's a little different because I wasn't playing and didn't really have a chance to play. I guess then I was more of a fan. But it hurt. You still put the time in, just like all our scout team guys, they want to win just as badly as we do. They've all, worked out every single day we have, spent the long hours that we have, and they deserve to win just as much as we do. And, to have the opportunity to be the starting quarterback here, first of all, I'm lucky and, extremely blessed. But, it's also exciting. Like I said before the Michigan game, you want these type games, or you come here to Georgia because you want these type games. Just like N'Kobe, Jamari, Jordan, who's about to speak. You come to the university because you think you're a good enough football player to play at University of Georgia, and you want to play against really good other players from other teams, you know, and we're playing against, you know, the best in the country this week. So, you know, it's exciting. And I think we're all ready for it.
And our next question will come from Seth Emerson. Go ahead, Seth, with your question.
Stetson, let me ask about the flip phone, because I don't know that anybody's actually asked you about that in this setting. What's the background on that? Do you actually still have a smartphone, or do you have to like, and where did you find a flip phone? Did you have to like go on eBay or something?
No, so they actually still sell them at Verizon stores. Apparently a lot of old people still use them. So yeah, just in I guess it was June or July, I went and I was you know, I had a bunch of school coming up the next semester at football. I was like, you know, I spend, you know, whatever, an hour on my smartphone a day. Doing what? Doing nothing. Nothing that's gonna help me. I don't even remember what I just did. So I was like, and I've thought about this before. I thought about it for years. And I was like, well, I've got all this stuff to do, all this important stuff. Let's try not to let anything get in the way of that focus and just go get a flip phone. You know, I still have a laptop and a tablet for email and, you know, anything important like that, that I can use. And I'll just use my cell phone for texting calls. And, you know, one pain in the butt is I got to like carry around a little notepad to write down stuff because I use my notes app in my iPhone a lot back in the day. But, you know, it's strictly just to help me out with time management and, you know, wasting time.
And our next question will go to Chip Towers. Go ahead, Chip, with your question.
Yes, Stetson, we've heard so many things from you this year, but I haven't heard that much about you know, your family, your mom and your dad and your brothers and sister. How big of a part, I guess y'all like to use the term why, how big of a part is your family, part of your why, and just your upbringing enabled you to get to where you are at the pinnacle of college football this week?
Yeah. You know, I owe everything to them, you know, for first of all, for, you know, raising me in a good Christian house, teaching me right from wrong, which helped me through, you know, the past, you know, whenever not leaving and all that stuff, all that hoopla. But I mean, they supported me from the walk-on process, saying, go, you know, we'll help you out. And they're here now. They're supporting me now. You know, my little brothers and my little sister, they're always there for me. You know, and they've got a hectic life. I'm not the only athlete in the family. So, good Lord, my mom, my dad, I mean, there's no telling how many miles they've traveled all over the country for softball, football, basketball, baseball, soccer. And they never complain about it, all while they're running, you know, businesses. So, you know, it's impressive. And it inspires me, and I don't want to sound cliche and cheesy, but it does inspires me to, you know, if they can do all that and, you know, be successful, then, you know, what's a little bit of football? So.
Okay, we have time for about 2 more questions. Our next question will go to Dan Matthews. Go ahead, Dan, with your question.
Two-parter for you, Stetson. One, will there come a time where you do allow yourself back to the smartphone world? And the second part is talking about the frustration last week where you don't pay attention to what's being said. Is part of that frustration just kind of almost wanting to say, like, what do you want from me? I want to play quarterback. They're giving me the opportunity to play quarterback.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will. I'm not going to be some, you know, nomad unless I decide to. I don't know. And Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of things that go unsaid from that frustration. You know, not really allowed to say it, but, but that's what it's the nature of the beast. You're the hero or the zero. And, I'm glad it was me instead of anybody else because I can handle it. Because I can just shut it off and just tell people, go blah, blah. But, you just keep your head down and keep working. You trust your teammates to make plays and you just go play football. Same game you've been playing since you're, in Little League. So just because more people are talking about it doesn't mean the rules have changed. So just go play.
And our last question will come from Benjamin Portnoy. Benjamin, go ahead with your question.
Stetson, kind of asking about your family as well. I know your grandfather was a college football player. Just curious kind of what his impact was on you and, what would you kind of say to you maybe now being in the position you're in?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Sticking on your family, I know your grandfather was a college football player. I know he passed a few years ago, but just what was kind of his impact on you? And what do you think he might say to you now, kind of being in the position that you're in as well?
Growing up, you always look up to your granddad and, or at least I know I did. And both of them, my mom's dad, my dad's dad, but, my dad's dad, yeah, I mean, he played football at Stetson University. They quit the program. He hitchhiked to South Carolina, was ACC's leading rusher. I mean, like I said, like people make it such a hoopla about my journey. I didn't freaking hitchhike anywhere. That's just what you do if you want to play football. And it's as simple as that. Maybe people aren't willing to do it anymore. But it never seemed like a big deal to me. And I guess that comes from seeing his example. And yeah, you always want to make him proud. The text that get me the most after, a good game or whatever, saying Papa would be proud of you. And, you always want to, make your family proud and leave the family name in a better spot after you've had it. And I know that's just football. I know there's a lot more to life than that, but, while I'm here, I'm going to try to do the best I can for it.